You're fearing death while you should actually fear not living, right? Let me repeat that again. You're fearing death while you should be scared of not living. So I truly hope that the message I'm sharing inspires and motivates you to improve your life. Now let's get to the point. Alright y'all, welcome back to another episode of ToDaPointPodcast, and if you're new to the channel, I would like to welcome you to the channel. Today's video is about a topic that I find very difficult to talk about, but as I preach in almost every video, the only way out is through, right? You have to face your fears. So this topic is about our mortality. And the reason I decided to talk about this video tonight or at whatever time you're watching this is because I've spoken to some people that were unfortunately experiencing loved ones passing away. And I thought, you know what, this is a topic I wanted to talk about for a very long time, and there is no better moment than to talk about it now. And like I said before, to me this is like a taboo topic because I find it very scary to talk about, especially realizing that eventually I will be gone someday and that you also will be gone someday. But you know what, since it's something that is inevitable, why not just face it? So I've written down some bullet points that I want to go through in this video because I don't want to forget anything. But even though I've written down these bullet points, I'm probably going to forget some things because this is just something that I want to improvise. So the thing is that, like I said before, we all know our time will come. And in moments when we are confronted with death and our mortality or other people's mortality, that's when we are aware. And usually this is for a couple of days or weeks. And then after that, it kind of disappears into the background, right? I remember about two and a half years ago, I almost lost my mom due to a heart attack. And the thing is that she lives abroad and I live in Holland and she lives in the Caribbean, Curacao. And I was talking with her on the phone. And the crazy thing is, before this even happened, a couple of days before, I had this crazy dream about standing on top of a hill and seeing a huge wave moving towards me. And I warned her about the dream because usually I know that when I dream about water, you know, wave and ocean and stuff like that, especially when the water is wild, you know, I know that something crazy is about to happen. So I warned her about the dream. And I kid you not, a couple of days later, this thing happened. So that was one of the craziest things I've ever experienced when it comes to a dream warning me about something that was going to happen. Luckily, she's fine, by the way. So the thing about death is that I struggle with it because I don't understand it, but I don't understand what happens after, in a way. Like the majority of us don't know. We just assuming that maybe we have an afterlife or we come back or whatever. But the thing is, because nobody knows, to me it kind of feels scary because I'm not in control. Even though I know that being in control is an illusion, it's just something I'm struggling with. And it scares me that, you know, life can stop in a blink of an eye. I mean, I can be sitting here with you and the next day I'll be gone. So yeah, that's something that scares me. And you might struggle with this topic too, but you know what? I do believe that it's important to talk about the things we struggle with. You know, and when we are confronted with death in a family or with death of a friend or something, those are the times that we become aware of the fact that our time is not unlimited, you know. Our time is now, and this is the best moment to be alive. Even though you might go through hard times, you know, maybe financial struggle, or you lost a job, or you go into a breakup, whatever. You know, it's our job to make the best of what we have right now. And when we think about death, by the way, it's not only about the ending of a life, right? Of a pet, of a person, but also the ending of a certain situation. Like I said, like if you lose a job or a relationship. The cycle of life is that everything just blooms and then dies and then blooms again and then dies, you know? Like the birth of a child or an animal, a plant. So it is part of life and it's not something we can avoid. We can try to run from it, but eventually it will catch up with us. So yeah, instead of resisting, we might as well just start accepting, no matter how scary and difficult it is. And I've been trying to tell myself this, but it's an ongoing struggle. But I really hope that eventually I will find peace with it. Sometimes it feels like life is uncertain, right? We can have everything planned out, but eventually whatever happens, happens, right? You can, have a plan like 5 years from now, I'm going to buy a home or I'm going to do this or do that. But you never know if you're actually going to see that 5 years, if you're going to be here 5 years from now. So by understanding that our life is fleeting, it makes us, at least I hope, it makes us appreciate the time we have right now. It makes us appreciate the present moment. I remember being 6 years old and now I'm like 35. So that's crazy how time flies very, very fast. And every day, each and every day, again, I am reminded of the fact that life is actually pretty short. I mean, if you get to see 75 years old, and if you're 35 right now, it's crazy that I'm already almost over the half of the time. So the best thing to do right now is to live. And I'm not telling you to do crazy things, like save up money. You should save up money. You should invest money. Not financial advice, by the way. But, so you have something to live your best life. And also travel. Don't put things off. And, do as much as you can as soon as possible. Because we don't have forever. And this is something that oftentimes tends to be forgotten, especially after a while. But until we are reminded again by something happening, right? It might also be a near-death experience from yourself or someone else. And the older people, there's a study been done, I think, and when those people were interviewed and they were asked, like, what are the things they regret the most? And they say that they regret not spending enough time with their loved ones, not doing anything they wanted to do, not going after certain goals, right? And the more time passes, I realize that it's important to do anything and everything you want to do, as long as they're, of course, ethically correct and morally correct, but do anything and everything so you don't look back with regret. I have different occasions where I look back and I'm like, man, if I did that sooner, if I went after that goal, I might be further right now. Like, for example, with this YouTube channel. I remember I used to be into singing a lot. I still love to sing, but I used to sing with a friend and we performed one time at this church gospel choir, and we got an invitation to actually join the choir. And I was so afraid of, potentially being successful that I never ever accepted that invitation. And now looking back, I'm like, man, I might have missed out on a huge opportunity, And this is one of the types of regret I'm talking about, right? If you have a goal, man, you have to go for it. You just have to go for it. Even though sometimes it's scary, but the only way to pave that path is to start. Start walking, and eventually the road will show itself, right? It's better than being on your deathbed and regretting all the opportunities you missed out on. And a lot of people, they think that, before they leave, they want to leave a legacy. And this might be different for each and every one of us. For example, my legacy would be this YouTube channel, inspiring at least one person to better their lives, to go after their goals, right? Because I know what it feels like to be scared and not having anyone being a role model. So even if I can inspire one person with these videos, man, I would be so grateful. The thing is that your legacy doesn't have to be something that can change the world. I mean, it is beautiful if you can achieve that, but it might be also something smaller, like changing your community, right? Doing something positive for your community. But the only way to achieve that is to start, right? You can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't execute, you will never ever achieve that change or make that change. You will never have an impact on this world. And I do believe that by being aware or staying aware of the fact that we don't have forever is something that will keep us sharp to stay focused on going after our goals. We need to live with purpose, and that means something else for me, and it might be something else for you. But my purpose is to contribute to bring a positivity into this world, and for you it might be something else. But it might be for you like to strengthen your relationships, to get closer to your loved ones. Something that is also important for me, by the way. But by having a purpose, you also live a meaningful life, right? And since life is very short and fleeting, I do believe it's important to live a life with purpose. Otherwise, you will feel like you're just roaming the earth with no vision, no bigger vision, bigger than yourself, right? And it might feel like you don't have meaning on this planet, right? Since we're with a lot of people on this planet, I do believe it's important to do things that align you with your goal. But in order to align yourself with your goal, of course, you have to have a goal in mind, a vision, right? Where you want to end up, so to speak. I had a conversation with my girlfriend the other day, and I told her, after hearing people passing away all of a sudden without any type of warning, like what I mean with this is like if someone is sick and they cannot be treated anymore, that the death is coming, right? But Being in a situation where you talk to someone today and tomorrow they're gone, to me that's very scary, and I'm pretty sure it's scary to you too. But anyway, I was telling her how scared I was that it can be over all like in a second, and she told me, you know what, I do understand, but you're fearing death while you should actually fear not living, right? Let me repeat that again. You're fearing death while you should be scared of not living, because we know that death is guaranteed, right? So why not make the best of the moment you're living right now? And she has a point. And I didn't want to accept that at that time, but now I think about it, I realize that she's right. I mean, of course, we do have emotions. We experience fear and emotions around that topic. But how sad would it be if you live full of fear and that fear makes you not live your life to your highest potential? So since life will eventually end, I do believe that it's our duty to maximize our health while we're living, right? Maximize our fitness, our physique, our quality of life. And the only way to do that is if you prioritize working out, eating healthy, everything in balance. But if you don't, if you decide to smoke only, to drink only, you're going to have a miserable life, because your body eventually will stop functioning the way it's supposed to function. And some people might think, you know what, YOLO, I'm going to die anyway, so I might as well try anything and everything on this planet. I think that is stupid, stupid AF. And that is my opinion, right? You might think different, and that's fine. But why would you waste the life you have on this planet that is already short by using all types of stuff that kind of shortens your life? Look, I'm not saying not to ever drink a glass of wine or anything like that, but I'm saying if you prioritize that over your health, your lifespan is going to be much shorter, right? In order to live a happy life, you do have to increase the quality of your life, of your health. I used to say that I never want to be older than 80, but actually what I mean to say is that I don't want to be older than 80 with bad health and pain and everyone around me not living anymore, right? And the more I talk about the topic, I feel like I experience it as something that's very heavy. So I hope this video doesn't bring you down, because that is not what I want to achieve. I just want to make you aware of the fact that you need to make the best of your life right now, right? Because we don't know when it's going to be over. And we need to face the fact that we don't have an option, right? We cannot live forever yet, right? I'm pretty sure scientists are working on extending people's lives. But the thing is, we can never ever avoid this, unfortunately. So yeah, I think we should make every moment count, especially the good ones. Learn from the bad ones, and don't ever let them change you in a negative way. Chase your passions, your goals, your dreams, your ambitions. Go after that goal. Make your dreams come true. And be grateful for all the opportunities we have, all the relationships we have, the friendships, the memories. That's also something that is important. And I want to say that if you go into a hard time right now, know that you are not the only one, right? A lot of us are just hurting right now because they lost someone. And by saying that, I realized that, when you lose someone, I am lucky enough to say that I only lost like 3 people when I was younger. And I don't mean lucky in a sense that I feel happy that I lost them. What I mean is that because I was so young, I don't recall the pain that deeply, but it would be different if it's something that let's say happens today. I hope not, but you know what I'm saying. But the thing is, grief is also part of the process, right? And grief has different stages like denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And those stages are not linear, and that means that maybe one day you feel like you're at stage 3, and the next day you might feel like you're back at stage 1, right? It's a process, it's a messy process, and you have to be nice and kind to yourself, right? And if you know someone's struggling, make sure you check up on them, right? Also, if you feel like you're struggling and you can't do it by yourself, connect with people who are close to you, people that care about you, in order to not grieve by yourself, right? And one of the beautiful ways to remember someone who's not here anymore is to reminisce on who they were. And that means that it might be that you can't do that right away, especially if you're in the middle of grieving. But later on, think back on that person, on the way they used to be, on their positive things, and allow yourself plenty of time to make peace with the fact that that person is not here anymore. Don't fight what you're feeling. Allow what you're feeling with everything that comes with it. The tears, anger, like I said, the stages of grief, the anger, the denial, the bargaining, everything. But give yourself time to heal. The thing is that we never heal from losing someone, we kind of learn to live with it. You know, like I said before, reach out for support. You don't have to do this by yourself. Take care of yourself, meaning, you know, get out, get some sunlight, do some exercises. Doesn't have to be something too heavy, too intense, but you know, movement helps you to go through your emotions and process those emotions, right? And also honor your loved ones. You know, remember them. Think of rituals you can do in order to keep their spirit alive in a way. And the most important, give yourself time. So I feel like sort of a relief talking about this topic now. Like I said before, the only way out is through. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope this topic helps you in a way or another to deal with the grief you're going through. If you're going to grieve in any type of form, it might not only be the loss of a loved one, but also the ending of a certain chapter in your life that was very important to you. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section and tell me if there's something you're grieving right now, no matter how small or how big. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.